Hey guys, my name is Haley, and I'm gonna do a quick little explanation for the video that I posted last because this is probably gonna be the one that comes up after it because I want to vlog my fun weekend. But anyway, if anybody was taken aback by the whole religious trauma video that I posted, I did not put much thought into that. I've been trying to find ways to talk about my ex cult experiences within the UPCI on the internet for years, and I finally found something that was the final straw to me, and I made a video about it, and I have been attacked and harassed by apostolics. If you have not seen my TikTok, it's not as bad here on YouTube because it always takes people longer to find stuff on YouTube. But if you would like to see what I'm talking about, please go to my TikTok. It's always linked down below. I accidentally went a little viral on there, and I recognized that I posted this directly after one of the biggest youth events that the UPCI has, and everybody's very on fire for God and like ready to fight for Jesus. Uh so that was part of it. I did also tag them, which was my bad, but also quite frankly all of them are proving my point. But anyway, if you were alarmed by my last video, I am okay. I did post that in a place of very, very much frustration, and I stand by everything that I said in it. And all of the comments are proving my point. But yes, I will be talking more about my religious trauma and everything on here very soon. I just planned a bunch of videos after being harassed for, I think I posted that on Sunday. It's now Friday, and the comments have not stopped. I'm still getting the, oh, you have church hurt. You were in the wrong church. I'm not even going to get into it because this is a video. I'm going to LA this weekend to go see Starkid's show. They're doing a remount of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. And I want to vlog my experience because it's something I've been looking forward to for a long time. And the random warriors for Jesus on the internet are not going to dampen my weekend. So it's been a weird week. If you have any questions about my experience and you actually want to have a conversation, feel free to comment down below. But I keep saying I'm opening the comments up, and then I keep getting harassed. So if you're here in a bad faith argument and just want to tell me that I need to find Jesus again and that I backslid, please leave. I'm not doing that. I'm so sick of that conversation. But yeah, hopefully some people felt validated in those arguments. I had one person insult my hair. That was a fun comment. That was my personal favorite. Um but yeah, it's been a weird week. If I'm in a weird mood, that's why. But I am very excited to go see The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, Reprised, Remounted, whatever we're calling it. And I will be taking clips here and there. I don't know how much like actual talking at the camera I will do because one thing about me traveling and going out in public and vlogging, not something my brain does automatically because I usually don't have my phone out unless I'm using it for directions. So I also know that the Starkid has asked us to be very like, please do not post spoilers. Please don't even film the curtain call. Like, we're trying to keep this a surprise. And they've been very successful because I've been actively looking for spoilers and have found none. So I'm excited to go see the musical. Me and my partner are driving to LA today. We're currently in Nevada, so it's a couple-hour drive from here. And I'm going to take you along with us. Hope y'all enjoy. Hopefully, I get a decent amount of clips. Hey guys, I think this might be the first vocal update, and I'm all done. I keep saying I'm going to a musical, but it low key looks like I'm going to a rave, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But yes, we're about to go see Starkid's Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals this evening. We went to a bookstore earlier. We got here last night, but we did not film anything because we went to bed. And by went to bed, I mean I read a little bit of my book. But I want to show you my book haul. We went to this place called Lost Books, Plants, and Vinyls. I think it's called. It's a little north of LA, and I got 5 books, one of which is a blind date. So I got Elysium Girls, which sounds a lot like it was $10. Sounds a lot like religious trauma and some form of fantasy or apocalypse. Unsure. But this had really good ratings and it was only $10. So I got that. We got Stage Struck Theater Aids in the Marketing of Gay America by Sarah Schulman. This was only like a couple books. Yeah, this is $5. I will read anything about the AIDS crisis. If you didn't know, one of my favorite musicals is uh, Rent. So I've always been fascinated with that since I was a kid because I feel like America doesn't talk enough about it. And then I have Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. I read this years ago and loved it. And I've loved all of Chuck Tingle's more recent books. So I was very excited to finally own a copy of this for only like $6 because it's kind of expensive for how short of a book it is. Then we got Empire of the Summer Moon, which is about natives. This is normally a relatively expensive book everywhere I've seen it in stores, and it was only $8 there. So I know this is highly rated. It's like finalist. It's a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize. So as you probably know, I collect a lot of native things. And then there was a blind date, and I'm usually very picky with blind dates because I do own so many books. But since I didn't bring a lot of them with me when we moved out to where we're staying now, I figured a $10 blind date, which also isn't very expensive for blind dates. Again, usually very expensive. And this one is modern fiction LGBTQ plus. The hints were haunted artist with a past I can't quite paint over. Not a clue what that is. Searching for a meaning in memories, broken frames, gender, fluid like grief, like truth. Let's unpack emotional baggage together in silence. This is also a weirdly shaped book. Like in comparison to a regular paperback, it's like an inch longer. So I don't know what this could be. The only thing that came to mind was what's it called? Oh my god, what is that one? The author that writes lesbian, like sad fiction. I can't think of her off the top of my head. I'll put it in a little thing down below if I think of it later while editing. But we're gonna open this and hopefully save some of the paper because I really like the way they wrap these with the pockets. Ooh, what is this? I've never heard of this. Vanishing Monuments by John Elizabeth Stinzy. Non-binary photographer and professor. Hasn't seen their mother since they ran away almost 30 years ago. Grandma has dementia. It's a debut. I've never heard of this. I feel like I'm relatively well versed in a lot of queer fiction. It came out in 2020. It's newer too. What? I have no idea what this is, but I'm very, very excited. I've never heard anybody talk about it. Vanishing Monuments. It's very interesting. Is this written by a man? About a queer. Oh, they're a non binary writer. Good. That makes me feel better about this because I was concerned that it was going to be some random white man, but I've never heard of this. If anybody has ever read this, please let me know. But yeah, we're going to go see the musical, and I think we're leaving in like 20, 30 minutes. But that is my haul from Lost Books Vinyls. No, Lost Books, Plants, and Vinyls. And I wanted to show you guys. I'm not very good at updating, like vocally, while vlogging. So you might see clips here and there of like the marquee and like my seats. But also, we're not allowed to post any spoilers. Like Lauren Lopez of Starkid has specifically asked us, one, not to film curtain call at all, which makes me think we're getting a surprise, and two, not to tell any spoilers online. And to her credit, because everybody listens to Lauren of all people, I have not seen a single spoiler, and I've been looking for them because I'm so curious, and we're on like the third weekend of shows. So that's one thing about Starkid fans is that they will listen to Lauren. But yeah, we're gonna go to the theater. Hi, hello, this is me ending the vlog because I didn't do that because I'm bad at vlogging in public. But I just wanted to jump in here and talk about how much I loved my trip to LA. This is my second time being there. I'm I'm a big fan. I like the vibes of the city. But also, more importantly, the show was incredible. I am not personally the way I did with Cinderella's Castle. I am not going to talk about any spoilers in this video because Lauren Lopez of Starkid has specifically asked us not to talk about any spoilers. So I'm not gonna do any spoils. But the show is incredible. What they did with their budget, because if you didn't know, this show has become like the highest funded theater show of all time from Kickstarter. I think they might have outdone themselves, to be honest. Like, I think the previous record was held by one of their other shows, or held by one of their other shows. But anyway, it's incredible to me having gone back to the beginning of Hatchetfield before we knew anything about any of these characters or anything about the lore of Hatchetfield. Because my issues with Guy before and why it was not my favorite was simply because we didn't know. We didn't even know it was a multiverse at that point. We didn't know anything about any of the characters. We just had it at like face value a funny, goofy, like Halloween esque show, is how I've always described it to people. But with the new cast member, Will Branner, I have never loved Higgins more. That's all I'm going to say on that. But the things they did with the set and with all of the new, like, there's certain songs that were like rearranged in ways. Let It Out. If you're seeing this after this is up on YouTube, I wish I could talk more about Let It Out. It is my favorite song from the show and exceeded all expectations. But yes, I love the show. I love Starkid. I will always go see their stuff when I can, and I'm so glad that I got to experience that show in person, especially from like third row. I don't. I'll put up a. I took pictures. I didn't take any videos. I'll put a picture of my seat. I also met several people which I really liked. I've gone to enough like in person Starkid stuff that I have like vague friends I can actually meet up with, which was really exciting. I gave out a bunch of bracelets. I met a girl who said she was from Venezuela. She came here by herself, and it was the first Starkid show she had ever seen. When I was like passing out bracelets and like specifically going up to people who didn't look like they were comfortable socializing or like just felt kind of awkward because that always happens at big events like this. I met with one of my friends who I met at, I think it was at VHS when I originally met her, and I think she had also been at Cinderella's Castle. I ended up getting my bracelets that I made to the cast. I gave them to the MC guy whose name I forget, who I definitely remember from Cinderella's Castle. And then I met some people in cosplays. I met this person dressed as McNamara. There is nothing I want more than to cosplay like a main Hatchetfield character. I really liked my makeup. I'll also put that in here. I think I also have clips of me doing it in the book haul too, because I was in my outfit for the show. But yeah, it was a great experience. I can't wait for more people to be able to watch it, and I cannot wait to have a recording of this version because it is better in every way, shape, or form. And there is everything in me that is hoping that they will remount Black Friday eventually. If you didn't know, Black Friday is my favorite Starkid musical. It has been since I watched it. It was like my hyper fixation during the pandemic, like peak pandemic, which is how I got back into them. There's nothing I want more than for them to remount Black Friday, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Seeing General John McNamara on the stage in person was a personal life goal of mine that I have accomplished. I love Jeff. I love everything about the show. And it was fantastic. And I think they still have at least one more weekend of shows, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for the recording of this. It still feels very surreal to me that I was actually able to see this show in person. But yeah, I just wanted to wrap up this vlog because I didn't even word vomit my emotions afterwards. One, because we got back pretty late, and two, because I was not coherent. I was from like Let It Out onwards to the end of the show. I was like speechless until we got back to the hotel, and then I like word vomited all of my opinions at my partner, who was very gracious in hearing me out. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I hope you get to see a Starkid show in person, even if you're not a fan. If you're a theater fan and you don't know that much about Starkid and you have the ability to go see one of their shows, please do. Please do. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave me the theater mask emoji in the comments down below. And I will see all of you guys next time.